Hey guys, welcome to your weekly movement and motivation. So last week's video, I talked about the theme of the month, and that is some warm-up routines I'm going to be giving you every week. These are going to include some mobility as well as some activation work. So these are going to be great to include before a workout to get things, one, loosened and sort of ready to move, and then two, getting things activated that need to be activated so that your lifts are a little bit more efficient and you keep your body safe. So last week I had maybe some more advanced moves. This week I'm going to give you guys more of a beginner routine. So if you are just starting to work out, or maybe your body's just not feeling great, this would be a great one to start with. So the first thing I'm going to do is just some PVC pullovers. So your gym or maybe your house doesn't have one of these. If you're at home, go ahead and grab a broom. If you are at a gym and they don't have something like this, a bar is not going to work. It's going to be just a little too heavy, but you can use a towel as well. So all I'm going to do is lay down on the bench. I'm going to take this guy. So you want your hands just a couple inches wider than your shoulders, and you're just going to let gravity sort of take your arms towards the floor and then come back down. Okay, so nice big stretch here through the pectorals, all this area through your shoulders, and then bring it back over. So an advance of this is actually pulling your thoracic spine, so pulling that upper part of your back more towards the mat as you pull over. So your arms are not going to go as far, but you're going to get a little bit more of a stretch in there, okay? And then back over. So again, we're not trying to aggressively pull this down. We're just letting gravity sort of take our arms down and then bring it back over. So I would recommend about 8 of those. With that, I've got a TRX here, and I'm going to take a seat on the bench. If you do not have a TRX, just attach a band to wherever you can attach a band to in your gym or at home. If you don't even have to have anything. This is just some leverage to pull yourself a little bit more forward. You can do this without doing that. So I'm going to cross one leg over the other. Okay, I've got my ankle on top of the opposite leg. And all I'm doing is I'm just pulling myself over and then sitting back up. You'll notice that my back stays nice and long, so I'm not hunched over like this. I want to be pivoting from the hip to open all of that up. So I keep my chest high, come on down. About 8 of these on one side and then 8 on the other side, okay? Something I like to play with while I'm doing this is actually coming forward and then twisting towards the leg that is on top. So I would pull forward and then I would twist toward that left side. All it's going to do is just create a deeper stretch in there. So this is mobility work, and so I'd really encourage you not to sit in any of this for too long. The idea is just to get some blood flowing and open things up. After you get done working out, things are warmed up, you feel better, then you can sit in some of these stretches for a little bit longer. But for right now, just a nice easy hinge and then come on back. It's going to feel good, and I like that for you, but definitely sort of back and forth through the movement, okay? So after that, you're going to do some side steps. You can do one of 2 ways. So easier around the knees, a little bit harder between the ankles. I'm going to go around the ankles to show you. You need to keep a little bit of tension between your legs. So I see a lot of people do side steps and they bring this leg all the way back over, and you'll see that all my tension has been lost in the band. And so really both legs are not working the way that they should be working. So ideally, if I take an inch step here, I'm only going to take an inch step here. I keep the tension between the band as I move side to side, okay? Same, so if you're at home, maybe count your steps. If you're at the gym, maybe just like from one piece of equipment to the other and then back over, okay? So with this, we're going to do some rear delt extensions with a band. So I've got this attached to sort of a equipment holder here, but you can do this on a piece of equipment at your gym or at home around a door. So I'm going to stick my hand inside the band. Okay, I've got it inside, and then I'm going to grab it. So I'm going to keep everything nice and tight and nice and tall, and all I'm going to do is just going to bring this across my body. Okay, so it's a sort of a midline position. I'm going to do 8 of these on one side, and then I'm going to flip around, hand inside, grab, and then I'm going to do 8 on this side, okay? And that's just activating all of those back muscles, all those stability muscles in the shoulders. Really great exercise to do before you get into an upper body workout, okay? Or a full body workout for that matter. And then the next thing is going to be a midline twist. So same band. Your outside hand is the one that leads on the band, so that's the one that's going to hold it first. Then I'm going to loop the other hand on top. I'm gonna take my feet outside of my shoulders to give myself some stability, arms out straight, and then I'm gonna rotate, okay? So you'll notice that I keep my hips stabilized as I'm performing this exercise in both sides, okay? So nice and tight, moving through my torso to get some core activation before my workout. So real quick, going back over everything, we've got the PVC pullovers. So down on the bench, gravity, take those arms back, open up the shoulders, open up the pectoral muscle. I've got my TRX or band hinge. Okay, hinging over. Like I said, if you want a little extra, just twist towards that direction. I've got side steps around my ankles. Remember to keep some of that tension between our legs and make sure you keep your body upright. A lot of times I see people sort of hunched over nice and tight, and you can actually add a little hinge in there. Okay, so pushing your butt back, activate everything a little bit more. And then I've got some rear delt extensions, hand inside the band. And if you're not comfortable with that position, you can do this as well. So either one, you're gonna be taking it out to the side like that. 8 on that side, 8 on this side. And then we've got some midline twists, okay? If you have back problems, maybe twists are not best for you, maybe some peel-off presses, just holding in the middle and pressing out. So kind of play around with that. This is a great beginner mobility warm-up series that, like I said, will just get you primed for maybe a class or maybe an easy workout at the gym and get everything moving the way it should. So I hope that helps, and I hope you guys have a great week.